I know a lot of you are about to go out on this Friday night. Maybe you're waking up with this on Saturday morning. Stay right there. We've got some breaking news to get to here because the Philadelphia Eagles just made a sneaky good move with their coaching staff. We'll get to that here in a moment. But if you're going out on Friday, going out on Saturday, if you're going out on St. Patrick's Day, get our St. Patrick's Day Philadelphia Eagles Now shirts, support the Birds, and be a member of the Philly drinking team. Kelly Green shirts available right now, limited edition, so get yours while supplies last. All you have to do is use that link down below, chatsports.com/EaglesGreen. And this could be you. Join myself and producer Chip as a member of the Philadelphia Eagles drinking team. John G. buying a shirt this morning from our earlier video. Whoever else buys a shirt with this video, we're going to give you a shout out on Monday's Philadelphia Eagles. Now, it's chatsports.com/Kelly Green. And with that, let's start the show. All right, here we go. Welcome into Philadelphia Eagles Now. My name is Chase Sr. Thanks for hanging out here with me. According to Matt Zenitz of CBS, the Eagles are set to hire Bills Nickelbacks coach Mike Pellegrino. This is a fascinating move by this Eagles team for a multitude of reasons because the path for Pellegrino, very, very interesting here. So the Eagles are hiring him as their new cornerbacks coach. Of course, that DB's coach role was occupied by Christian Parker. Christian Parker also used to be the pass game coordinator on the defensive side of the rock for Vic Fangio's defense. Christian Parker, of course, now the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys in replacing Matt Eberflus. And as we predicted, he's already getting rave reviews from Jerry Jones and others because he was hired by Brian Schottenheimer as a really important move for that Cowboys coaching staff, given how bad that defense was last year and the new era that the Cowboys are trying to move into with some of the pieces that they have on that roster. And Christian Parker helped to develop Jair Alexander into being one of the top cornerbacks in football with the Green Bay Packers. Christian Parker helped to develop Patrick Surtain early in his career. And in 2024, Surtain won Defensive Player of the Year. And then in 2025, what a resume that Parker is building. CP is a legend. He developed Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean into both being first-team All-Pros at outside corner and nickel this past season. So this move for the Eagles is very vital on the defensive side of the ball. Now, Joe Casper was the Eagles' safeties coach. He coached under Jonathan Gannon with the Eagles, went to the Dolphins, coached under Vic Fangio in 2023, and then Vic Fangio brought Joe Casper back to Philadelphia. Casper loves Vic. Vic loves Casper. And Casper was promoted from safeties coach to be DB's coach and pass game coordinator on defense. So a lot of moves here that I'm obviously breaking down, and we're trying to do our best to give you an insightful Philadelphia Eagles Now show. More on Pellegrino here. His football background. He actually was a star lacrosse player in college at Johns Hopkins. And in the Northeast, a lot of you know this, lacrosse is very popular. Lincoln Financial Field used to hold, and still does from time to time, the Final Four for the Lacrosse National Championship. And that's at all levels, D1, D2, D3. And Johns Hopkins is one of the best lacrosse programs in the country. An incredible history there at that university. And so for Pellegrino to play there, very impressive. A star lacrosse player. He was a second-round pick in the MLL draft coming out of Johns Hopkins. Then he broke into the NFL in 2015 as an intern and an assistant with the New England Patriots under Bill Belichick, of course. Bill Belichick then named him the quarterbacks coach of New England. He held that role from 2019 to 2024. Gerard Mayo, who took over for Bill Belichick during the 2024 season, of course, kept Pellegrino on board. Some continuity with that coaching staff, but Mike Vrabel came in, let Pellegrino go. He stayed in the AFC East. Coached the Buffalo Bills last year in 2025 as their Nichols coach. Pellegrino, during his run with New England, won 2 Super Bowls with the Patriots. When the Patriots beat the Rams in one of the most boring Super Bowls ever, and when the Patriots came back from 28-3 to take down the Atlanta Falcons. And Pellegrino has worked coached and developed some really good corners. I mean, Stephon Gilmore won Defensive Player of the Year back in 2019 when Pellegrino was with New England and was one of the top corners in the game for a very long time. J.C. Jackson turned into an excellent player under the watch and tutelage of Pellegrino. Got that huge deal with the Chargers, and all of a sudden, his career fell apart. Jonathan Jones, a really good player who has spoken highly of Pellegrino. Christian Gonzalez has developed into one of the top corners in the game. Some of the plays that he made in Super Bowl 60 on Sunday, high-level, top-notch plays. And I loved his game coming out of Oregon, but Pellegrino helped to refine that. And then Taron Johnson is a really good corner for the Buffalo Bills. He got paid a couple of years ago, and Pellegrino worked with him as well. So I like how Pellegrino has worked with outside corners and corners in the slot. This was also a good tweet from Jake Rabati. Jake, you're a great follow on Twitter. Hopefully I pronounced that right if you're watching the show. If I didn't, I apologize. But give Jake a follow on X. All Things Eagles. He's always covering it. And he tweeted this out today. New cornerbacks coach Mike Pellegrino was loved by a bunch of his players in New England. Longtime veteran Jonathan Jones had this to say when it was announced that Pellegrino wasn't being retained in New England for 2025. Quote, a heck of a coach, just a heck of a guy. Jones mentioned Pellegrino's ability to create relationships with all of his players, no matter their background. The loss of Pellegrino in New England hit a lot of players and staff hard at that time. For the Eagles here, I think they've done a really good job of doing this because Jeffrey Lurie, Howie Roseman, Nick Sirianni, they're willing to invest in quality people and quality coaches. But this is all about building the deepest staff possible for the Eagles. And this is also really good news for the likes of Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean to continue to build upon what they've established and what they've done the first 2 years of their career. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean as rookies were starters for the number one defense in football for a team that won the Super Bowl. And then in year two, it was hard for them to elevate their games and take it to another level. They did. Both first-team All-Pros, Associated Press, incredible. And so Pellegrino now coming to Philadelphia. He's worked with a lot of good DBs. Now he has the luxury of working with Quinyon, Coop, and the Eagles in the first couple rounds of the draft here at the end of April. Might draft a corner very early. Avion Terrell is a player they could look at. And so it looks like this could be the new makings of this defensive staff with some of the changes that we've seen, right? Joe Casper, former safeties coach, now the DB's coach and pass game coordinator. Roy Anderson probably going to take Casper's spot as the safeties coach, and then Pellegrino as a cornerbacks coach. What's also interesting here is that the Eagles probably really like Pellegrino to the point where they almost created a role for him, right? I mean, Casper's going to work with corners and safeties and all DBs, right? But they like Pellegrino so much, I would imagine, that they're giving him the role of cornerbacks coach or DBs coach. We'll see once they officially announce that. All right, before we hop on out of here, let me ask everybody out there, are you a real one? Do you love supporting us here on Philadelphia Eagles Now? Have you seen some of the content that we've been giving you all throughout the week? We give you daily videos on the birds, EAGLES Eagles, so check out some of our high-level content. I released my first full mock draft looking ahead to the 2026 draft, and I was very proud of the work that we put into that. A lot of scouting analysis for all the players who I had going to Philadelphia. Earlier in the week, I explained how the Eagles are going all in on trying to fix their offense, and I'm very fired up about that. Earlier today, you notice the same outfit as the thumbnail here, A.J. Brown. He's going to have a football camp in May. It's in Allentown, and the graphic promoting the event had him in an Eagles jersey, and he used the hashtag #FlyEaglesFly. Is that a good sign for him staying with the Eagles? And Mike Garafolo, Brian Baldinger, expecting the Eagles to potentially be a suitor for star pass rusher Max Crosby. We know that Howie Roseman loves making big splash moves. On Monday, the Eagles replaced legendary offensive line coach Jeff Stoutland with a new offensive line coach in Chris Cooper. Everything you need to know about him is on that video as well. It's all in the videos tab right here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. I'm also keeping you up to date with all the latest happenings around the birds on my social media pages. All of my content's been popping off everywhere. I'm so grateful for all of the support that all of you give me. If you haven't given me a follow yet, do so right now. X, Instagram, TikTok, at Chase_Senior. For those of you on Facebook, you can find me there. Chase Senior Chat Sports. Let's go.